What's up guys? Got another video here today, and today we're talking about the Pixel 8 Pro. Check it out in all its glory. Just picked it up. I set it up and everything like that. So far, just give you guys my first impressions. I just came from the Pixel 7 Pro here. You guys can't really tell like huge difference, but I noticed some things, so let's go over them real quick. So the first impression I got is just the Pixel 8 is definitely smoother for sure. Like at this back here, they went matte, kind of like with an iPhone. In the middle, the Google logo, it's gloss, so reflective there. And the other thing is obviously the camera bar in the back is a little bit different. Things are arranged a little bit differently, but other than that, you can tell right off the Pixel 7 Pro, it's a little bit more rectangular versus the Pixel 8 Pro. More curves here, bigger curves. The other major thing is the screen itself is flat on the 8 Pro, so no more curved stuff. I really didn't like the curved stuff ever. I really preferred the flat screens the whole time. I think the last few years I went from a 6 Pro, Pixel 6 Pro, 7 Pro, and then now the 8 Pro. I think this is the one. Maybe I'll change my mind next year, but we'll see. But for now, it really is. So I mainly wanted the telephoto camera. The 5x zoom is great. The 120 hertz LTPO display. So the regular 7 last year didn't have that same feature. So the display was a little bit not as good. And the camera is missing that telephoto zoom lens, which I actually use quite often, believe it or not. So that was why I'm really happy that I was able to upgrade to the 8 Pro this year. I think in terms of feature parity though, between the 8 Pro and the 8, there's not as much. They both have a flat display. They both do 120 hertz, but again, this one does have the LTPO display, so it is better, I guess, in terms of just being able to refresh down to 1 hertz. I think this last year couldn't do 1 hertz. It can only do up to 10, so there is a slight improvement here. The other improvement is that the peak brightness is 2400 nits, so quite a bit brighter actually than the 7 Pro. I think it gets about like 1500 or so, something like that. And my iPhone 14 Pro, it gets about 2000, I believe, or a little bit around there. So this is a really bright display. And then the Pixel in particular has this dimmer display mode. I think Samsung also has it, but an iPhone doesn't. So using an iPhone at night is terrible. So this is great. I've used the 7 Pro. Why am I holding the 8 Pro? But I basically use the 7 Pro all the time as my daily phone. And then my iPhone is my phone I use for filming B-roll, Insta stories, things of that nature, because the video quality is quite good there still. Now for photos, I basically tried to use this as much as I could. The 7 Pro was amazing, but the 8 Pro, they didn't really make any hardware upgrades really, except for the ultra wide. The ultra wide's a little bit better. It seems like it take more light in. I think it's they bumped up the aperture, so it can take like 1.8 or something. But yeah, they upgraded the telephoto camera here, so it's a little bit better. I don't remember the specs off the top of my head, but I know that it's probably like a stop better or so. But yeah, I'm really happy that they've continued to upgrade the camera system, and then sticking with what they have, improving the software there. So speaking of software, they added a few new things, so let's go ahead and talk about them. Now, the first one is all the AI stuff, right? So Gemini Nano is now available on the 8 Pro as of now, I believe, and you're able to do more AI stuff that you can, move the picture around and move objects around, and obviously do magic erase, and those things you can do, but they got smarter, they got better with the new G3 processor. So they're just going to continue to add new stuff. Now, I do wonder if the 7 Pro and the 6 Pro, are they going to get these features? I am a little bit curious in terms of if they're going to get them or not, but for now, the 8 Pro has all the new features, so I'm not going to bore you with all of them. You can look online and check out what they have, but the main ones I'm really happy to see is the AI stuff, being able to manipulate and change color, do a lot of the stuff you could do on here, but better, basically, because they've probably added more AI compute cores. So one thing I'm curious about is the temperature sensor that's on here. It's at the bottom right here. I wonder how it's going to be used, because right now it just seems like it just can just read temperature. Don't know why they put it on there, but maybe they wanted to try something and still kind of keep the Google way, I guess, because in the past you've always seen Google just try different things with their phones, and you always got these weird variants. I've had the 3XL, and then after that I didn't go for a Pixel for a while, and then I went back to the Pixel and the Pixel 6 because it seemed like they did quite a bit of an upgrade with the 6, and then the 7 here, and then now you have the 8. It's kind of gotten more iterative, so I would say that there is less of a gap here, especially, and then they did raise the price. So what makes the difference between the 7 Pro and 8 Pro is kind of what you might be asking. So, and yeah, if you guys want me to do more of a comparison, or you want me to do a 7 Pro year later or something like that, just let me know down in the comments. Keep subscribed and like this video and comment. So the back is now matte, which means that it's going to be more slippery. There doesn't seem to be any kind of like texture versus the glass back on the 7 Pro. It's a little bit more rough, I guess, because it is glass. It's still smooth, but this is definitely smoother. I wish they kind of textured it with the like the iPhone Pro has. It's not a bad thing. I think I would probably try to rock this. It's just that this part gets scratched up so easily. I've seen so many pictures and videos of this getting scratched up, and you might be wondering why this one is not scratched up at all. Is because I put a case on it. I just don't show it for now. That is the secret there. One of the other AI features I wanted to mention about was the best shot feature. You basically take a photo, it takes a burst of photos with, you know, they say there's people in them. You can actually, in post-process, you can actually change the look or which face that they are making. Say someone blinked or someone was looking away, but they had one that looked good. You can just combine them together. So it's kind of like a nice Photoshop in the app, in-app. Like you can just do it all streamlined and upload social media right away. You can edit there. All the stuff you saw from the Pixel 7 Pro and the 6 Pro, they basically added new stuff on top of it. So you don't get that stuff on the 7 Pro yet. So that's where it's kind of like, okay, you want the newest, greatest things, you got to get the newest Pixel. So it does make me question what's going to happen, you know, with the Pixel 9 Pro. Are they going to do the same thing and kind of like forget about the old model and maybe bring it down later? I don't know. The feature is pretty cool because editing, doing that same trick in Photoshop, you can do it. It has AI fill, aware fill, and you can kind of do it, but where are you going to get those burst photos? So that's kind of the thing with that. And you can edit in Photoshop, but it definitely takes longer than just doing it this way. Just take the pic or swap the heads, I guess, of people or whatever, and then just upload them. One of the other things, I think it doesn't get talked a lot, is the true tone or the rich tone. Basically, when you take a picture, skin tones look fairly accurate compared to an iPhone, which is another reason why I don't really like taking pictures with an iPhone. I don't really like their color science. It's very warm tone. I would say it's still fairly accurate to real life when you take a picture, just because it's not as much HDR applied compared to like a Pixel. There's quite a bit of HDR effect applied here. I like the color science here a little bit more. That's a little bit more on the cooler side, which I think reflects better for a lot of things in real life that I like to take. Mostly like street photography. Even some portrait looks fine. It's not, again, I think because of the skin tone software that they have built into the camera software there, they're able to kind of get good skin tone, especially for people of color. So I haven't had the chance to try out the video or photo all that much, but from what I've used so far, it's pretty good. I'd like to keep trying more and then kind of give you guys a longer term update, but video is actually approved from last year. So I'm really happy about that. It's still not quite iPhone level. There isn't any log support either. So, you know, I'm hoping for that as well. And then the photos though, you know, it's pretty much how I see it as on the Pixel 7 Pro. I think maybe the biggest thing is going to be the telephoto and the ultra wide. They both have improved, I can tell. I would say the improvement is just an iteration. So I wouldn't expect big changes from those two lenses. I think it's just going to be when it's at night, those situations, I think that is when you're going to get the best out of the cameras here. So one of the hardware things I wanted to point out was just how clean the bar is. Last year's 7 Pro, there was like a microphone hole here in the middle between these two circles now. But this year they moved it here, I believe, around here. So it's a little bit cleaner. Things are cleaner. The flash is bigger. Sorry, the flash is bigger here compared to last year. So yeah, I think they did a lot to kind of refine the phone, and I think it's the perfect version of it now. And I would say that, you know, they are doing more than Apple. The 14 to 15 Pro, for example, not much of an upgrade. Pretty much the same body, same everything. The only difference is that they've added an action button. But for Google, they're not satisfied. They're going to keep iterating. I think Google is trying to find their niche, and they're trying to play to their strengths, right? So it's AI, computational photography, things like that can be helpful, call screening. So the fingerprint sensor is the same, seems like the same from last year. So it works. It's not super fast. I did wish it was ultrasonic. That seems a lot faster with Samsung's implementation. So I would like them to upgrade that. Or one thing that I wish the Pixel had. I mean, using this at night, like come on, it's bright. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll probably make a longer term review, but if you guys want to see other reviews, like comparing with the 7 Pro or anything like that, just let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.